Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to askNK. Today we're taking a look at something that I believe a lot of you guys would love, and it's a place where you can find high quality free 3D models that you can use for your personal and commercial projects. And of course, if you're already following the channel, you possibly know about Blender Kit, which is a beautiful platform where you can find high quality free 3D models. Now, this currently offers you about 53,397 free assets, which has to do with 3D models, materials, HDRIs, scene, brushes, printables, and so on. And these also offers an add-on which you can use to download these things right inside of Blender. That add-on is free. But this is one of so many places you can find free stuff. And for today's video, we're looking at a brand new place. A place that a lot of you guys may have no idea. Possibly you've never even downloaded anything from there before. And that place is the Amazon Berkeley Object Dataset. So the Amazon Berkeley Object Dataset, ABO, currently offers artists and creators high quality library of up to 8,000 3D models. So when you combine this alongside the one from folks at Blender Kit, you have access to over 80,000 assets. Right here, you have access to 3D models with 4K texture maps, all made for physically based rendering. And the file types that you're getting once you download any of this is GLTF 2.0, which means you can use this in most DCC apps. But for sure, if you like to route this through a different app, we're going to talk about that. For those who are thinking about licensing, this currently offers the Creative Commons Attribution 4.0 International Public License, which gives you right to use this literally anywhere. And if you come through to read the deets, you'll notice that you are free to share, which means that you can copy and redistribute the material in any medium or form for any purposes, even commercial. At the same time, you are also free to adapt, which means that you can remix, transform, and build upon the material for any purpose, even commercially. At the end of the day, if you use anything from here, you just have to give the appropriate credit. That's all. But other than that, you have access to a truckload of stuff. The 3D models themselves is 154 gigabytes of data. Now, for those who are looking for like the original images that this was done based off, you do have access to that, which is 110 gigabytes of data. If you're looking for like the benchmarks for materials and stuff, that is 271 gigabytes of data. And for all of this, you're looking at a data size of over 500 and something gig, which is quite a lot. But luckily, you don't necessarily need to download all of these, except you possibly just want to download and keep them so that you can have access to them with or without the internet. But if you like to have access to them, just like you have access, but if you like to have access to these things right inside of Blender without downloading them, then of course you're in luck, because right now there is an add-on that allows you to do all of that. And that add-on is called the Apple Connect. And so this add-on allows you connect right to Amazon Berkeley Objects, and you can download all of the stuff that they have there right inside of Blender by simply dragging and dropping. This has been done in such an amazing way. So instead of searching through the asset and finding what asset is what, this add-on now makes it possible for you to search based off type. So if there's a specific type that you're looking for, this has been organized in a very interesting way. So if you're looking for home style stuff, you get to check them out from here. If you're looking for cabinet-based stuff, you find them here. At the same time, you can also search based off category. And so within the category section as well, you can go through and search for stuff depending on what you're looking for. Maybe you like some tools and equipment, you can search for them and you'll see a few of these, and you can even do more stuff. You can favorite stuff that you always want to keep by clicking on this button to favorite them. So once you click on favorite, you get to find them there. You can play with thumbs if you want and all of that. But the question is, how do you actually get this to work? First off, you need to go over to the link in the description that will bring you right here. So once you come right here, you get to download this. So once you download this, you can simply drag and drop it into Blender, and then you can go over to edit, go over to preference, just go over to the add-on section to confirm that you've had that installed. And one of the things I would suggest that you do is click on the download metadata and terms. So once you hit on download metadata, automatically this starts downloading, because if you tap N on the keyboard and go all the way to Apple Connect, you notice that the metadata thumbnails begin to download. And so once this is fully downloaded, you can now have fun accessing all of the files that currently comes with this. And you can pick as many of them that you want to and bring them into your viewport. So like we mentioned earlier, this is quite a lot of of things that you can work with at a time. And so once you're done putting these things in, you know, like the whole texturing and stuff that you want have been done, so you can just have them ready, go over to render, and that's it. So you don't necessarily need to do any other thing, except maybe there is a bit of texturing that you want to do. Maybe you like to change some of the textures, work on the materials and stuff. Other than that, you just have access to a wide range of stuff. So if you're looking for stuff like, you know, bookshelves and stuff, we can have these ones. So for now, we might want these to be somewhere there. So if you wanted to import where the cursor is, you can actually turn that on right there, and we can go all the way down. Maybe we want this. I can just click on that, and that will be downloaded right there. So I can actually bring that all the way up, move that about a point like so, and we can make another copy of that right about somewhere like so. If you're looking for stuff like frames, bed frames, so we can actually type the word bed frame. Let's see, maybe we'll find something. All right, so we've got ourselves a bed frame right there. So basically you have access to a ton of things. Now, mixing this alongside Blender Kit tool is amazing, because with the Blender Kit tool you have access to like HDRIs, which you can totally get for free. So with this one, you can just select whatever HDRI that you want, and that loads into your scene, and you can use that to relight your scene, making it easier for you to mix and match between these two to create amazing looking scenes. Something else which is also super interesting, which I would definitely suggest that you do, is if you're working with Blender Kit and you just want to find free stuff, what I would suggest you do is go over to the filter and turn on free first. So that way, the only things that you get to find initially would be the free stuff that you can get. So you can now go ahead and bring in as many stuff that you want and put that in your scene. Now there's also the idea of searching for similar stuff, and that makes sense because now you have lots of options. Something else which is also super impressive is the idea that you can actually export this to any DCC tool and start working with them. Originally, the files that you get from Abo Connect are GLTF, so you can export them to other DCC apps. The same thing also applies to the Blender Kit. And of course, if you're into texturing, shading, and you like to make some corrections to the textures, you also have access to making all those texture adjustments on the fly. So for those that are thinking about checking this one out, then of course you can actually go over to SuperHive right now, where you have access to all of this. And of course, if you're looking for associated add-ons that you can work alongside with this, we already mentioned a couple of them in the past. Now, one cool one, which I think would also come in very handy because we're looking at a lot of things that you can use for interior designs, is the Procedural Interiors add-on, which is also a tool we've mentioned on the channel before and actually made a video about, as this is definitely going to come in very handy for those who are thinking about converting their 2D layout drawings into procedural buildings and interiors, and you can do this right inside of Blender. And of course, this comes with assets which you can use to literally beautify every section of your model, and combining that alongside this is definitely going to come in very handy. So if you want something that is pretty easy, that simply has a one-to-one connection with Amazon Berkeley object, this add-on is definitely going to do that for you. However, if you want to have it right on your PC, then possibly you don't want to deal with the whole, you know, a connection thing all the time, because you definitely need the internet to have this one to work, then by all means go through and get it right here. Tell me what you guys think about this one in the comment section, and until I see you guys in the next one, peace.